Done that before. Done that before.
So what's exciting about your, making your debut here tomorrow?
Oh man, putting on a different jersey, obviously, being at a different school, kind of just excited for it to officially tip off. I'm just ready to be with my teammates and coaches and, go out and fight for a win.
What was that exhibition like for you? First time putting the jersey on in Connecticut. Just a couple of big threes early.
Yeah, that exhibition for me, I was kind of nervous because, like you said, being in a different jersey, it's different than when you prepare somewhere else. But I was kind of just hyped. I think that first three kind of settled me in, and I was just able to find my footing. And then obviously, just got to be better about not fouling. But I think those first couple shots settled me in, and I was fine.
How big of an adjustment has everything been? You've had a few months now to get used to a new situation on a lot of different levels. You feel like you've come a long way?
Yeah, I definitely think looking back to June to now, I've definitely learned a lot, gotten a lot better, been better at being a leader, working hard every day, just attacking practice with the same mindset, knowing that let's just not get through practice, rather than let's have a meaningful practice, let's try to get 1% better. So I think I've grown a lot since I've been here.
Silas, can you talk about your relationship with Coach Kamani and how he's helped your game grow here?
Yeah, I got a real strong relationship with Coach Kamani. He checks on me every day, and I'm very appreciative for that because, I can have that dialogue with him, whether it's about basketball or whether it's not. It's helped me become a better person. And like I said, that's my guy, man. So
In terms of playing the one, you went to the CP3 camp. Was there anything specific that you learned from that camp that you can bring here this season?
probably just being able to talk a lot. Obviously being around Chris Paul, he's someone that's very vocal. And I think being a point guard, that's what you have to be. You have to be the extension of a coach on the court. So definitely I learned a couple things from him and just trying to find my own ways to use it while I'm here.
How tricky is the balance between being a transfer, coming in here and wanting to get your feet wet, and also being a point guard and having to be a leader out there on the floor when you're out there doing your thing, knowing you're playing with some new guys that you're still working with that chemistry on?
Yep, I think it's tricky at times, but I think that's why I lean on my teammates. Like I lean on AK and Solo, just asking them how I can find my ways to just be a leader, but not be too much. Let them do their thing, and then me find my ways. Like you said, being a point guard is difficult, but you can't be quiet as a point guard. So, like I said, I was leaning on those guys a lot, and I feel like so far they've helped me a lot.
As far as running the offense, Hurley just talked about Caravan as like a hub for the offense and quarterback. How much does that make your job different than maybe what you've been used to?
It makes my job a lot different. I think he's a guy that can create for others, and we can create shots for him. But obviously, when we can set him up, that gets our bigs open. Like, we might set a wide pin for him, and two might go to the ball, and that might get Eric a dunk or Dwayne a dunk. So I think him being a main guy that everybody's focused on, it helps a lot of guys. It takes a lot of pressure off a lot of guys, and we can create more opportunities for others.
What are some of the keys to you guys going out there, getting in a groove early, and then really getting the season off to a great start?
I definitely say we want to play fast, but we got to be smart about fouling. Like, we fouled too much the last game, so we just got to be able to hone in, not be too aggressive, but still be aggressive at the same time and get out and play in transition.
Have you noticed any differences about playing the one here versus playing at your former school in terms of your abilities?
Yeah, most definitely. I think playing point guard here is a big deal because you have the ball in your hands a lot of the time. You make a lot of the plays, and obviously Coach Hurley was a point guard himself, so I think that there speaks enough for itself.
You mentioned being nervous the other night, which I think is natural. But do you expect to be nervous moving forward? Are you usually nervous before games, no matter who you're playing for and what you're doing?
Yeah, I'd pretty say I'm nervous to a certain extent, no matter who it is, because I think that means I care for who we're about to play. It doesn't matter who he is. But I think I just rely on my hard work and the work I've put in, and just pray to God about it the night before, and just be fine and just take what goes on throughout the game.
You had a long off season to get ready for the season. Now you have a really long season ahead. So do you expect to be much more comfortable, say, after a month or two, like once we get towards New Year's?
I definitely say, obviously I feel like we're getting even more comfortable as they go just from practicing, I think. But obviously, when you get games under your belt and you start getting real game footage against other guys, you start seeing what's working and what isn't, and kind of helps us just become a better team.
You had 5 different guys get the preseason watch list for the different awards. You were on the Cousy Award. What does that mean to you? It's nice, I'm sure, but you want to go prove it, right?
Yeah, no, it's definitely, I would kind of say like a dream. Like, you always think as a kid growing up, you see all these preseason awards and things like that. Myself, I never thought I would be a part of something like that because growing up, I wasn't always pretty good at the sport. You just keep working, and to see that was kind of like, okay, some of my hard work is paying off. But like you said, you got to go out there and earn it. If you want to win that award, you got to perform on a nightly basis. So, obviously we're not looking to play for awards. Winning helps that come along, but we just want to win at the end of the day.
You guys spent a lot of time playing against each other during the summertime, and now it's officially season starts. Does it feel good to actually play against someone else versus beating up on your teammates?
Yeah, it definitely does feel good to know that we're finally playing somebody else. Playing somebody else that doesn't know our plays. So, just being able to go out there and perform and execute at a high level is what we're looking forward to do.
Do you have family and friends coming in? Again?
Yeah, I have my family always going to be here, and then my aunt and uncle coming too. So, yeah.
Parents, aunt, and uncle.
Yes, sir.
Coming from Georgia?
No, they're coming from New York. So I got a lot of family up this way. So I'll have plenty of people at a couple games this year.
Thanks, Silas.